Hello, it's Ashley here from Paper&Twine and welcome to day 24 of Christmas in July. I'm so excited today to do a bit of from trash to treasure. We're going to turn this tray from a camembert into something that I think you'll really enjoy. I'm so excited. So we're going to go from this to this. So stay tuned as I show you how we make this cute Christmas decoration. The first thing I'm going to do is just do a little bit of painting with some gesso, white gesso. I've sprayed a bit of water onto my block here, or my mat rather. Just take some gesso and just do a very thin wash. I have gone ahead and I don't know whether you can see, I've gone ahead and I've punched a little hole. I should have given this mat a really good clean because I've got some powders on from yesterday. Now, hopefully this won't take too long to dry. Let's just do a little bit, get a bit more gesso in there. And I'm just giving this a little bit of a coating because I'm not sure whether I'm going to leave it as it is or whether I am going to cover with some paper. But this way, at least then I've got options. A bit more. I don't want to get too much out of the pot. My hands are absolutely filthy, but I think that is a sign that you've been busy crafting. Do you know, the cat has been keeping me company while I've been crafting these last few days, and she flits between the chair that I sit at to do my crafting and the chair that I use for editing. And she prefers the chair that I use for editing. Because I don't know why. If you'd got an eyelet setter, you could set an eyelet in the top of this. But I haven't got an eyelet setter, so I can't. This is nearly dry now, but I don't like the finish. It's a bit rough inside, but as I was painting, I was like disturbing some of the fibres of this very, very thin. It's almost like balsa wood. Look, and I'm still getting paint on me. So we're just going to leave that to set aside for a little bit longer. And I've gone ahead and I've die cut 2 circles, one slightly bigger than the other one. So this one's going to be for the back and this one's going to be for the inside. I've gone ahead and I've done a bit of ink smooshing on here. Tumbled glass, hickory smoke, lost shadow, and some pewter cosmic shimmer. I'm going to just show you how I did that using this here. I'm using the Media Artist card off-white from Hazel Eaton. It's 300 GSM. It takes mediums really well. So let's bring in some of the blue. And should have done a little bit of teal wash cosmic shimmer actually. I'm just going to sprinkle on a little bit of this, just a little bit, and you've seen me do this lots of times. If you don't like doing this, you could omit this step, you could do ink blending, you could do whatever. So I'm just going to go boop, 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 and just dab the excess off. And then I'm going to just come in with a little bit more tumbled glass. I do love that soft blue colour. A bit more spraying. and then it's just very subtle. Don't want a lot of colour. Then on the bottom here, I'm going to do Lost Shadow, Hickory Smoke, and a bit more pewter. Look how juicy my Hickory Smoke is compared to how my Scorched Timber was yesterday. Look at that, really, really juicy. Need some more of this. I do like Hickory Smoke as a colour. There we go. And sprayage. Might want to come in with a bit more Hickory Smoke. We'll see how we go. So I'm kind of getting, we're trying to get a horizon line going on like that. Got lots of colour at the bottom there. And then again, I'm going to just come in with a bit more Hickory Smoke. Oops. And do a little bit more judicious speckling on that horizon line if I can. So, boop, boop, boop. So I've created, like, with the straight edge of my acrylic block, my own wonky horizon line. There we go. Look, if I have it like that, it's not too bad, is it? Let's just give it a quick dry. That will do. Still a little bit damp, so we'll work on this one for the back first. And because I don't want to mess up what I'm doing, I'm going to use my stamp platform. And you don't have to do this inking and stamping. You could use patterned paper that's got a scene on it. There's lots of it about. I'm going to use sticky grid that's not very sticky. I'm going to use some stamps from this set from, I think it's probably Simply Cards and Paper Crafts. And I want my mountains like so. And I hoped that I'd got Morning Mist Versifying Clay, which is a nice dark grey, because I don't want black. It's going to be a bit too heavy. But I think I've left it at school. So I'm going to use my Hickory Smoke Oxide. Give this a really good inking up. And then wallop it on. So I've put it towards the top of my circle here. It's just very subtle. So remember, this circle is slightly bigger because it's going to go on the back. A bit more ink needed on there. If you were really good at drawing, like people like Anne Lane are, you could draw this, but I can't even draw a straight line with a ruler, so I won't be doing that. There we go. I don't want much more than that. So that's okay. I can take that off from there. Now, these little polar bears are cute. They haven't been behaving themselves. I'm going to have you like that there. You like that there. Down the bottom. And I think I'm going to ink you up in black. They're not polar bears. They're bears in a snowy area. And the big bear has got a little bit of a gap on my stamp that makes him look like he's not fully covered. So I might fill that in with Sharpie pen, see, like that. So I am just going to bring in my Sharpie and just fill that in like so. Then let's take you off Then I quite like on this other set that I've got, which I think is also from Simply Cards and Paper Crafts, these little deer. And that was really fortuitous that I saw that it was upside down, because I nearly put them upside down. Where do I want you? I think I want you about there, like so. And there aren't any hills, sorry, there aren't any trees on these mountains. Hopefully this will ink up nicely. And again, you could use any images that you want. I've chosen to go for this kind of fairly pale scene because I've painted my thing pale. Oh, I like that. I like that. Do you know, I think that's all the stamping I'm going to do, but we're going to do a little bit of grounding now. And what I'll do when this is dry properly, I will do a similar scene on here that's going to go on the inside. Let's just move you out of the way. I'm going to do a little bit of embellishing, just to make sure I'm not sitting on the cat, and I hope that I'm still in view. So let's get my hickory smoke, and have I got a water brush handy? No, I haven't. So I'm going to just spray this with water. And I'm just going to draw with my paintbrush a little line to ground them, like so. And I'll do the same with these here. Weathered wood would be a good colour actually to go with this. So that's just subtle in the distance there. Give a little blot. Can you see? There's hardly anything there, but there is something there, if that makes sense. Now, I have got a quickie glue pen, and I'm going to just fold this up because I'm going to add a little bit of glitter so it looks like snow in places, because this is a lovely Christmas decoration and we want a little bit of snow, don't we? So I'm just going to follow some of these lines that are on here. Like so. Let's put a bit of glitter on there and see what it looks like. You could use stickles. Let's put the lid on. There, see? It's quite nice. Let's put this excess glitter in here. And then I'm going to use my quickie glue pen again, and I've got some of this, which is ice crystals, iced snow. And we're going to just do that underneath where we've done our grounding here. This does have a tendency to go everywhere. This is a little bit more subtle. Can you see? You see that? And I think I do want to add another little hill. So I'm going to bring in a little brush, and I've got a torn edge here. So I'm going to use this here like this to make another hill coming in with Hickory Smoke, taking off my excess, and then just doing a little bit like so. There we go. See? I'm going to go this way as well. So it's like another little hill in the background. There we see, like that. And then I might do another little bit of glitterage. I will do that off camera. What I'm going to do, I'm going to stamp this in exactly the same way as you've seen me do this, and I'm going to embellish with bits and bobs, and then I'm going to glue them into my decoration, or my cheese tray. It's the next morning now, and you can see that I have stuck this in. This is slightly smaller than that aperture, but never mind. And then this is what it looks like on the back. You could have it just as a standalone picture that way up. You can't really see, but I like that it is double-sided, and we're going to do some things to finish it off. Now, this might not work and I might give up, but I wondered whether I wanted to put some things down here that are kind of glued like so. And the only way I can do that is if I put a little bit of card and I fold it up and score it and make it like that. But I don't think I want to do that. The other thought that I had was that I could make my own little cluster of things. So I found some little bits and pieces from this Studio Light set that we've used already, this series. And yes, I just thought we'd maybe have a little look and see how we can make a nice little cluster. I don't think that colour goes. I do quite like these little bits of foliage. I like that little rabbit there. And it's kind of the right size in the foreground. That's a bit big. That I do quite like. If we had that coming off like that. Shall we have a look and see what else we can find in here? I might decide that I'm not going to do anything. Oh, I do like those little berries. I wonder what they would look like just glued. But then there's no foliage there at all, is there? And you know, less is more. I think I'm going off that idea, guys. I'm going off that idea. Yes. But you could do that. And it struck me as well, if you haven't got a cheese carton like that, you could do a similar thing with an old tape inner. You might need to treat it somehow so that things stick to it, but I'm sure that there's something that you could do with these. I might have a play. Oh, I've just dropped it on the floor. Yes, so I think just to bring this very long and boring video to a close, I'm going to thread some twine through. I've got this crochet thread, which is sparkly. I'm looking at subtle sparkle because if you have this in the light, it would be quite nice, wouldn't it? And then I've got this white cord, and I'm going to kind of thread these together and cut myself a, I don't know how long to go. Cut myself something like that. If I cut off there, I should be able to thread this through the hole here. And I'm going to anchor that down with a little bit of red liner tape, with a little bit of washi tape over the top maybe. This is where I need a decent needle, and I've made this too thick. So let's just cut that knot off. and try it this way. I haven't got much of this white cord left, so I do need to be mindful. Let's thread you through like this. This cord doesn't want to thread through. My cat's meowing to be let in as well. Right, that's got it. What if I tie my knot? What I could do is do another hole actually, but no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to figure it out and come back to you and explain and let the cat in. So there we are. I thread the double layer of twine through the hole from the top, tied a knot, trimmed it, tied another knot. I could embellish further with beads and jingle bells. I've put a little bit more bling inside just because I really want it to catch the light. The temptation was to embellish, but you know, I actually quite like the rustic simplicity of this. Don't forget to comment down below. What do you think? What would you do differently if you were me? Take care, and I'll be back tomorrow with another project. Thanks for watching. Bye now.